pretty much every offensive scheme that teams run. You've seen pretty much everything. How much has that experience helped you in making the transition to what your new O coordinator, Ryan Grubb, is going to be running this season?
You know, it's funny you say that because, you know, in the past, 2 weeks, I've seen plays that I have never seen before, and that's something to say for a 12-year veteran. And, Coach Grubbs, he's come right in and like Coach McDonald, man, he's laid it out for us. He set the tone. He's got high expectations. We got high standards. And, I mean, the guy he's got some plays, man. I can't wait to get out there and show the world. But not too soon, not too soon. But when the time's right, we'll be able to unleash this offense. And I think, with Grubb and, you've seen what he did at UW and even the colleges that he were previously. And, he's just always had a really good offense. And schematically, man, it's going to be great. It's really going to be good. And I think it's going to help all the players. We're all going to fit into this.
Top Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin,
Oh, boy. Did you dudes hear that? Did you dudes hear what your man King Geno said in that clip? Before we expound on that, man, make sure you're sharing this content, right? Take it to social media message boards and the whole nine. Tell them that Top Billin Villain always serving that hibachi, so you have to make sure you're there. Make sure you're liking this bad boy, of course. Make sure you're subscribed, all right? King Geno is definitely looking like those guys out in Seattle, right? All these cats out there on the West Coast, you guys need to stand up right now. You guys should be getting served some hibachi, right? At Grubb's, right? King Geno grubbing at Geno's, because damn, that is an eye-opening statement if I've ever heard one. You talk about somebody who's seen a ton of football, right? Been in the NFL 12 years, been on a myriad of teams, been on some teams that have had some OC changes, and he said that he's seen plays or in this playbook that they've worked with, right, doing OTAs or whatever, plays that he's never seen before. And that's crazy, coming from a guy who does not have any NFL coordinating experience, he being Ryan Grubb. So your man Ryan Grubb's out there, right, in his bag already. And you have to wonder what that means for the Seattle Seahawks offense in 2024. Now, this guy has an immense amount of pressure on him. There's no doubt about that, because he has to hit the ground running, because there's really no excuses for Seattle Seahawks offense to be anything less than a top 10 offense, right? If we're talking about realistically, when you add in talent, mesh with scheme and what it could be, it's probably more like a top 5 offense. So that's a ton of pressure for somebody who's never actually coordinated in the NFL. What may work in college does not necessarily mean it will work in the pros. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen some of the best dudes schematically come through, whether it be on offense or defense, and it just not work out for them in the NFL. So we shall see about that. But your man Ryan Grubb, all right, and continuing on with my Ryan Grubb series here, I'm gonna have to take a departure, right, just to talk about this. This shit was hard to hear from your man Grubb at Geno. So, damn, right? So, in looking at Ryan Grubb's playbook, he does have a lot of different stuff they're gonna do out of that spread. There are some legitimate pro-style elements as well. We already went over the inside run game, right? Some of the concepts in that. I was gonna do the outside run game. I'll do that here on another video there, but man, I just had to, alert people who may not have seen what your man Geno Smith said on Jim Rome's show, right? And nice to see Jim Rome recover nicely from that ass whipping that Jim Everett right, gave his ass right in the late 90s or whenever.
Jim, good to have you on the show.
Good to be here, Jim. Thank you.
Check that. Chris Everett, good to have you on the show.
You know what? You've been calling me that for about the last 5 years.
About 2 years, actually, Chris.
Well, hey, you know what? Let me say one thing. In that game, how many sacks did I have that we came back and won?
How many sacks did you have?
How many sacks?
Well, see, but this was back in 1989.
Okay, that was about 6.
You may have even been Jim Everett back there, but somewhere along the way, Jim, you ceased being Jim and you became Chris.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. That you know, we're sitting here right now, and if you guys want to take a station break, you can. But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You better, if you call it one more time, we better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, or 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of you before.
Well, it's good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you, too.
Because you've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right, exactly.
Well, we got no problems then.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
Look at this geek. You can't tell me this is not the precursor to the internet era, right? Look at Jim Rowe, little goofy ass, right? Come on, man. This is those people who talk trash to professional athletes or find the time in their life to just bother people who are just feeding their family on the internet, right? These are the same people who grew up and then became internet trolls. And what was wrong with Jim Rome's leg right here, right? Why did it stiffen up when he got fertilized by Jim Everett? His leg was stuck in the air and shit like that, man. This man's stone cold softer than a toddler's ass, dude. What are we doing here? Big ups to my man Jim Everett for being the first cat to murk an internet troll. Jim Rome right there on X, getting that Geno Smith interview. That was dope right there. There's a couple of things right here when I was going through the film, looking at the inside run game, a couple of concepts that I was like, damn, this is crazy. As a matter of fact, let's check out a couple of them right here. One aspect that should get Seahawks fans excited is Ryan Grubb's vast screen game. Shane Waldron, for all the good stuff that he would do between the 20s, I loved a lot of his concepts between the 20s. He was a terrible play call sequencer, and for some odd reason, he didn't want to help his offensive line that was struggling by at the very least spamming the hell out of the screen game. My man Sean Payton from the Denver Broncos, of course, before that with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, would spam the hell out of the screen game to help when his offensive line was struggling. I think Ryan Grubb has that type of ability. If we see right here, this one is hard. It has a split flow action to it. You get that action going to the left here, the initial action of both the guard and the tackle, and then from there, they'll bluff that out and then get out here for the screen. You'll get same deal right here with the guard, get out for the screen. Inside receiver looking like he's going to run a slant. He too runs that inside and gets out for the screen. Dunze on orbit motion here, and you get Michael Penix on that sprint out with all the action going there, and with the receiver out here working top side there, it looks like the action is going that way, only for the back to himself bluff and then release into no man's land. This joint was hard for sure. Check it out. Dunze in motion. You see that? And then bang, right here. Now don't worry about the results of the play. Wide receiver got a little overzealous there. And threw the defensive back to the ground. Didn't have to do that. Look at that. He's the only cat over there. Caught him in man coverage on fabricated pressure. And, of course, the cornerback's going to have to follow Dunze across the field. So you spit all that action to the left just to throw it back to the right. And look who's there. Only one defensive back with two linemen here. Your man completely ruined the wide receiver by throwing him down. That was a walk-in touchdown there. Hell of a play call right there. Look at it from this side. You'll see the flow working to the left there. Penix with that rollout really gets the safety involved and the linebacker there just to jump throw it across his body here. And look at that, all that airspace and opportunity there. Unnecessary here. Bang, look, everybody, people are so open, they're fertilizing themselves. Offensive lineman, right? He turns stripper mode, fertilizes himself, right? Gets up for the downstroke, right? And he was good, right? Matter of fact, was he breakdancing or some shit? It was so open, he started breakdancing to celebrate, right? Turbo, look at that, bang, right there. Turbo and Ozo, they both breakdancing from Beach Street back in the 80s. And then look at that. That was hard. Now that's some play calling right there for that ass. This one was cool as well. It had personnel modification, at least at the beginning. What you have here is a wide receiver at depth, acting like he's the quarterback. You get Dunze here. He'll go in motion. You'll get the running back who's here lined up as the U tight end or H-back in the game. He'll get back to his regular spot. Penix out here at wide receiver. He'll go back to his quarterback position just for them to run an inside zone to absolute perfection. What are we doing here? Check this out. This had USC all confused. That motion man right there, see that they're in man coverage. Get out of that. Get into your regular set. Penix almost with a quick snap on them before they can get set, really. And look at that. The running back makes the linebacker jump too far inside, and he's off to the races. Pylons that bad boy. Grass blades chopped. Look at this right here. See all that happening right there? Them large line splits. Look at that. Go and press that bad boy inside. Got the linebacker to bite on that. Cuts off. It's more of a tight zone. So running that tight zone right off the hip with that sharp aiming point gets vertical up the field. And, oh, damn. Tricked everyone out. I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Bang! Referee fertilized. Dang, kidneys all shot and everything up off of that one little hit. Bang, look at that. He flew, too. Got pushed. Look at that. Lift. Man's both feet off the ground. What are we doing? You done tricked this man into making the referee comatose. Vegetable the referee, right? Fertilized him. He was done, cooked, and then your man was off to the races. So, yeah. He be doing some incredible stuff out there, man. We'll get back to the outside run game stuff here soon, but I just wanted to point out what your man Geno Smith was saying and how much he was excited about unleashing that offense. All right? That being said, it's your boy, Jersey Murf. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe like I said before. Make sure you tipping your waiter, baby. You know I be serving that hibachi at all times. Shout outs to everybody out there on the West Coast, man. All right? Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.